Welcome to Crystal Uncorked. I'm your host, Crystal Vilkaitis, and I'm all about keeping business real, raw, and refreshingly honest. From the peaks to the valleys, we'll explore my journey and the inspiring stories of remarkable women entrepreneurs just like you. Together, we'll uncover the heart of business, embrace vulnerability, and evolve, celebrating the power and success of women in business. I am thrilled and honored you're here. Cheers! I am so excited to be filming this episode because I have exciting news for myself, which is the fact that my podcast team is back editing this. So podcast team who's listening to this, thank you. I'm so thrilled you're here. I cannot express enough the relief I have, like how much more fun it feels to do this show, knowing that I can record and then be done and send it to the team and they can do everything else. Like, whew, such a great relief. And I'm so stoked to have them back. So I talked about this a couple episodes ago about just getting help, asking for help. And I'm just really glad they're back. Also, I'm excited for this episode because I just feel like I've been talking to so many people this summer because we are doing so many conferences and trade shows and lots of travel. And just everybody that I run into is like, you are killing it. You are everywhere. You are in demand, somebody said yesterday. And I just keep saying like, yeah, we really are. Like, I just really feel like we have so much momentum at Crystal Media. And I started thinking about, how did we get here? Like, what really led to this momentum? And so we are going to talk about it in today's episode because really there's three main things. And then I kind of added on a fourth for a bonus thing that has kind of been like these tipping points to our momentum. And so the first thing is, and I've talked a lot about this on Crystal Uncorked, so I won't go into a lot of detail in this episode, but honestly, the first thing that's really helped me build this momentum with my business is I got therapy. I got a therapist back, I think it was May of 2022, and that honestly changed my life. And if you ask Dustin, if you ask Pauline, those who knew like how badly I was struggling behind the scenes, they will tell you that I am a different person. And I really feel like I am a different person. I feel like through therapy, I healed a lot of things that I didn't realize were issues for me. And like most of us, we don't know, right? We're humans. We don't know, some of these deep rooted things that we experience and hang on to. And so I healed. I was given tools to help me when I am struggling. And I just really feel like that released me. Now, a few learning, points that I got from therapy was one of them was I realized how much I was comparing my results to other people. And I was really like looking at what everybody else was doing and feeling like a constant failure because I was feeling like I wasn't measuring up to what they were doing. We weren't measuring up. Why haven't we seen those results? And when you're constantly feeling that way for years, like year after year after year, and you're trying, you get back up again, you do it again, you do another launch, it still didn't come close to what you thought it would. And then you're seeing all these people online who are just doing really big things and really big numbers and all this stuff. And I got really wrapped up into comparing myself around that. And my therapist said, you need to measure what's meaningful. Because here I am measuring my success against somebody else's success, but I don't know what led to their success. I don't know how much money they had to spend to get those results. I don't know. Honestly, you don't even know if those results are real or not. You don't know how long it took them. You don't know how many hours they put in. You don't know if they hate their business and they hated the process and they're on the verge of a divorce because they give no energy and effort to their family and all for this amazing launch that they had. Like, I don't fucking know anything of behind the scenes of what anybody is going through. How dare I measure my results against theirs? I have to measure what's meaningful, and measuring what's meaningful is putting those blinders on and really looking at my business and who we are serving and measure against what we did last year, last month, based on the size of our list, our audiences, where we're speaking, and really come up with some metrics that we can measure that make sense for us. So measuring what's meaningful. And another part of the meaningful aspect is it's not always money. Success isn't how much is in your bank account or how much money you make on a launch or how much, sales you have in a weekend. There's so many more things that are meaningful to that. So for me, I really want time in my calendar so I can create, because I love creating content and ideas and brainstorming and all of that. So that's success to me when I have that built into my schedule. Success to me is spending time with my family, with my friends, actually making that time for that. Success to me is having fun in my work and feeling the impact and the fulfillment we get with the people that we serve and the people that we help. Success to me is my team loving what they're doing and enjoying their jobs and us not having a really stressful culture. I mean, there's so much that goes into what success looks like. And so for me to really take a step back and measure what is meaningful, I had to get clear on what is meaningful and stop measuring it against other people. The other thing too that was really big for me from a therapy perspective that I haven't talked about on the show is I have talked about how I was burned out. And so I got to this place where I was so burned out that I was trying to outsource my vision for the company. I was trying to outsource my thinking and the vision. I was so tired. I was so burnt out. I was so over it that I'm just like, Pauline, you figure it out. You think about what it should be. What should the goals be? How should we get this done? And there is an element of, I do need the team to provide goals. I do need the team to provide ideas, marketing ideas, selling ideas, partnership ideas, all those kinds of things. But I can't outsource my thinking and I can't outsource my vision of where I see this business going and how I want this business to feel and the size of the business and the people we serve. Like those are really critical components to your business that you can't outsource. And I just got to a place where I just felt like, I can't do anything. And when I was relying on the team to do those things, obviously they're not going to do those things. It wasn't getting done. And then it was feeling like, well, gosh, where are we going? We don't know what we're doing. And I could tell the frustration and like just, I guess frustration is the best word with Pauline. She needed that vision. She needed me thinking. And I was frustrated we didn't have it because I wasn't giving it. So when my therapist said that, like, you're trying to outsource your thinking and your vision, what do you think how do you think that's helping your business? Whatever question she asked me, I'm like, yeah, that's not helping the business at all. That's not helping me. That's not helping my team. Like I can't outsource those things. So there are certain things we can't outsource. I can get help on getting this podcast edited and uploaded and promoted. I can totally outsource those things, but I cannot outsource the thought of how I want this show to feel and how I want it to resonate and who I want to listen and who I want on the show. Like those are the things that have to come from within. So that was a really good thing for me. And the final thing from a therapy perspective that just really helped like unleash me and start to build this momentum is I realized that I was having a hard time trusting my team. I think that this can be a common thing for entrepreneurs because we like to have control. When you aren't outsourcing your vision, you know where you're going, you know what you want. And if you're not effectively communicating that or if you don't have the right people on the bus, who are really helping get you to where you're trying to go or those people don't have the right training or direction or communication, then it all feels really frustrating and it can create a lack of trust with your team. But really, it's not that they're not capable at all. My therapist was like, are they capable? And I'm like, 100%. And she's like, okay, and if they weren't capable, could they be? And I'm like, I already felt like, yes, they're capable, but could they fine tune little things? Maybe. So yeah, these people are very capable of learning. We just need training. How am I effectively communicating? It was like that, this light just shined right back on me on how I wasn't showing up as a leader and how some communication was lacking to have really clear direction on who is doing what and how can we make this easier and better to where I do feel the trust of the team. So really, it wasn't anything that my team was betraying me or doing anything wrong. It was that we didn't have certain systems in place and I didn't have the right communication of what I wanted. And then I didn't hear the communication back on like, how is the team executing that? Those were easy things for me to fix with Pauline, right? In the team. So it was so amazing to me. I mean, I feel like so many of my therapy sessions, it was such a light bulb moment and so easy to fix. And that was a big realization too, is that often these things that can hold us back from seeing momentum, from seeing success can be very easy fixes. Obviously not always. And sometimes they're hard. They're really challenging or you have to make tough decisions. Thankfully, in my case, it was some really small things that I just had to change my mindset, my perspective, my communication, my leadership skills, and also heal some stuff from childhood. And then I felt I was like unleashed, right? Like I just felt like, boom, okay, now let's go. So the tools that I also got from therapy was being more present when I find myself stressing out again, when I find myself feeling kind of like those feelings of burnout, like I've taken on too much. Oh my gosh, what have I done? I'm realizing that I'm looking too far in the future. I have so much travel that's happening right now. And so when I'm looking like weeks down and I'm like, how am I going to get anything done? I'm constantly on the road. I'm like, whoa. Okay. This happened to me last night in my closet doing laundry. I'm like, what are you doing right now? What can you handle right now? And what needs your attention right in this moment? And I was like, all I got to do is get this laundry put away and get ready for bed, read a little bit and go to bed and get a good night's sleep. That is all that I can control right now. The world is not going to crumble. I'm totally fine. And that's exactly what I need to do. And I'm like, okay, and it was like, great, be present, just do the laundry, get it done. And when we have those moments of like, we're being too far ahead or we're thinking too much out there, pulling ourselves to that present moment. That's been a really big one for me to avoid that overwhelm, because when we're feeling overwhelmed too much, I think that can lead to the burnout. And then of course, trusting the team has been a big tool for me. Asking for help is something that my therapist wants me to do. I struggle with that still. I feel like maybe I've gotten a little bit better. I still do struggle with that. It's something I am working on. And then she also recommended that I invite in the fun. I was taking things so serious. And it's like, this is my business. I can design it however the fuck I want. I want to have fun. If you personally know me, I love connecting in person. I love my friends. I love my family. I love playing games. I love going for hikes. I love Disneyland. I love fun stuff. I love like drama-free, fun living. There's no reason why I can't add in those things into my business. And so when I sit down to do a presentation, putting on a really great playlist and just having fun with the examples and having fun thinking about the audience that's going to be there and how can I really connect with them. And as I'm creating content, have fun with it, connect with the team, try to have fun there. Like, just it's bring in the fun. It doesn't all have to be like professional and serious. And, we can let the weight of the world make it not be so fun. So those were major things for me as far as the therapy aspect that really helped kind of like unleash me and create that momentum. And then the second thing was joining the mastermind, the Super Connector Mastermind with Chris Winfield and Jen Gottlieb. I've talked about this mastermind on the podcast a few times. I invested a lot of money to join this mastermind. It was a lot of money for me then. I had never spent that kind of money on a mastermind before. I joined last May. It was $25,000. I added on a speak up package for $10,000. And so here I am, $35,000. I also added a $10,000 group VIP coaching day where we went to their apartment with 4 other business owners and we all got 45 minutes to do hot seats and then also like help each other's businesses. And so right there, I'm 45K in and I've never spent that kind of money on like my own professional development before. The most I've ever done is like 10,000 for a year-long club kind of thing. So I really put pressure on my goals. And as I would invest that money, like the $10,000 for the Speak Up package, well, I'm like, I could get one speaking gig that will pay for this. My fees are around $10,000 to speak. And so I'm like, if I can just kind of elevate like the materials I have and get 1 to 2 more gigs, they've paid for this. So that was like an obvious no-brainer for me. And what was funny is with that Speak Up package, I got some training. They helped me with my speaker sheet, like my speaker PDF sheet. And really the structure of it, I did more of the design of it because we just kind of already have our design set. And the thing is it's like a 1-sheet PDF or like a front and back PDF. It's so simple. And I got like a couple hours coaching with a speaker coach who was great. But really what I learned from this speaker coach was I'm a good speaker. He had really great feedback for me. It just kind of made me feel more confident. Even though I've spoken on over 100 stages, I will feel like, do I suck? Am I good at speaking? Like, I hands down know I could be better. We all could be better at everything that we're doing. And I am not the best speaker in the world. Like, I have so much that I could work on and be better as a speaker. But I did get some coins in my confidence bank, like Jen likes to say, because of how he said how I delivered and how well I did. But I did get some great feedback from him. And then I have this PDF, and all of a sudden I have this PDF to help market my services. And because I had a tool, all of a sudden January, that PDF was done in December. January, I was like, I'm going to get this PDF to everybody that I've ever spoken at before. And I go look at my spreadsheet, and it's like kind of organized on, I knew everywhere I spoke, but some of these people don't work there anymore. So you have to find the new email address, the new contact, and I just blasted it out there. And for the most part, I heard back from a lot of people, and I booked the most speaking gigs that I've had ever in a year. I'm at 15 gigs for this year. This doesn't include anything like my own event that I put on or anything that Crystal Media does. These are all third-party speaking events. This does not include webinars either, all in-person speaking. The most I've ever done before that, I think was either like 10 or 12, 10, 11 or 12, something like that. So, it was fascinating to me that I invested $10,000 and I had a PDF, and that made me go and reach. Because could I have made that PDF on my own? Totally. But it was that the fact that I invested the money and I wanted to get my return. So you better believe I'm going to have this awesome PDF and get it done. And then you better believe I'm going to send it out to people so I can prove that that was worth the money. So that was wildly successful. And that all came from that mastermind, because I wouldn't have been offered that Speak Up package if I wasn't in the mastermind. The mastermind also for me, I just feel like I have so many people who are rooting for me. Like, I have a pod. Everybody's so supportive in the pod. The coaches in the mastermind are so supportive. And then Chris and Jen have just been really in my corner. Doing their VIP day was such a great way for them to get to know me and my business a little bit more. And just like, I just feel like I have them in my corner. They're incredible people. I'll Instagram message them sometimes. They get right back to me. Like, they're big. They've got really big things going on, and they make time for their members. And just having people that believe in you and are rooting for you and can give you advice and help you see the picture when you're in the frame. I mean, it's hard to see the picture when you're in the frame. So they're standing outside the frame, they're looking in on my picture, and they're like, oh, you should do this, or that would work. Or, like, it's just so wonderful to have that from them and the coaches in my pod. So that has been a really big shift for me too, to create this momentum. And the final piece, the third thing that really has created momentum for me this year is my conference, Evolve. And I talked about one of our keynote speakers in last week's episode. So if you didn't tune in there, it's kind of a fun behind the scenes stories of how I landed a dream keynote expert for me. But Evolve was incredible. It was something that I had wanted to do for years. I'm not kidding, years I wanted to do this. And I was always so scared, like putting on a conference sounds like a lot of work and it's a big commitment and there's a lot of expenses. And I didn't know if I was ready for it. What if I fail and all the what ifs? But I finally was just tired of thinking about it. And I was like, we got to just do it. So I picked the date, picked the venue, and everything from there fell into place. Now, thankfully, people loved Evolve. We had amazing feedback. I was crying. Some of my attendees were crying. My team was crying. It was all like transformational. It was a very safe space. It was a very expansive space. Transformation was happening. I've heard from so many attendees once they've got home, like all the stuff that they've been doing. I've ran into some of them at the different shows I've been at this summer. They're telling me, I got to tell you, Evolve was the best business conference I've ever been to. I got to tell you, guess what we're doing now because of Evolve? Like, I've just heard it so many times. So we've been having this epic transformation on people's businesses through my conference. That gives a lot of fuel for me. Like, that makes me so stoked. So I'm thinking so much about Evolve 2024 now. Like, how can we over deliver like we did this year? It's all about the agenda. And for me, content's really important. If you've ever heard me speak live, I think you would agree with this, that I give a lot of value. I really want to give you the strategies, the tactics, the tools, like a really well-rounded talk that you are guaranteed to walk away learning something new. And often you walk away learning a lot of new things, and sometimes that might feel overwhelming. And maybe I'm doing a disservice to people by overwhelming them with too much information. But for me, I want to give you so much value that you're like, wow, that was the best presentation I've heard on blank. I want it to be engaging. I want you to have so much value. And so I'm looking at all of my speakers that way at Evolve. I've got my topics, but I bring in other speakers. And so it's really important for me to have that caliber of content. And then also we've got the networking and we have some fun too. And so it's just a really great event. And Evolve, so it gave me so much like fulfillment and joy and happiness to see it happen, to see it be successful, to see how it's impacting businesses. And we also sold well. We're going to have our best year ever this year at Crystal Media. I announced on my Instagram account last year that we hit the 1 million mark last year. It was our 10th year in business. We hit $1 million in revenue. We did just over $1 million, and we are going to cross over that here pretty soon, actually. So we're going to and this is August as I'm filming this. So that is happening because of Evolve. We sold well. We made our money back, thankfully. We welcome new people into our world. And then we're getting such great results for our new clients. I mean, we had some phenomenal results even within just a couple weeks after Evolve. There's just been so much momentum since Evolve in a lot of different ways for us, for our clients, for the attendees. So cool. And I just love when you have that feeling. So, also Evolve gave us a lot of momentum because it gave us a lot of content. We have these videos and we have these photos of the actual event happening. We have testimonials. And so now we can use all that on social media. And that's where a lot of people are saying, wow, you're really crushing it. Cause they're just like, we're next level now. They're seeing so much more from us. And that was definitely by design. Like if you're doing events, you need that content, try to get the video, get those photos, get the testimonials. Like that's all really great content, to bring people along and then kind of create the FOMO. And then they want to go to your conference next year. I've had so many, retailers come up to me and say, okay, I'm going next year. I'm so bummed I missed this year. I'm hearing how good it was. Or some people even said, I wanted you to get year one out of the way to see how it went. I'm definitely going to be at year two. Year one sounded like it was great. So they're kind of watching from afar, being like, all right, this is your first one. How did it go? So I'm really proud of the event my team and I put on, and I'm excited to do it all over again. So those are my three: therapy, mastermind, and Evolve. And I just want to add that bonus of my morning routine. Now, this is something I've had for many years, and I just feel like it's something that's kept me so consistent and helps me grow as a person, as a business owner, helps my business grow. So my morning routine, I get up every morning no later than 6 a.m. It's usually around 5:30. Get up at 5:30, never hit snooze. never hit snooze. I heard somebody, I think it was Mel Robbins, say when you hit snooze and you fall back asleep, that does something with your brain, and it makes you more tired. When you keep hitting snooze, you'll be more tired throughout the day. The best thing you can do for yourself in the morning is don't hit snooze and get up right away. Yes, it's hard. Yes, you're tired, but it'll be better for you that day. So I get up, never hit snooze. I get my coffee, take all my herbs and stuff and get my coffee. And then I always journal. And the journaling can change. It could be business related. It could be based on a dream I had. It could be based on a conversation I had. It could be based on a fear I'm having, a doubt I'm having, a thought I'm having, a manifestation I want to bring in. Like, I just let that be really creative and open. And then I kind of set my day up for success of like, what's coming up? What kind of mindset do I need to be in? Is this creative? Is it meetings? What is it? I go on my walk with my doggies, and then I shower and get ready. And and I always have podcasts or books when I'm walking and showering, and I love learning. And so that is just like my structure every morning, even on the weekends. I always do that. And it fills my cup up. It sets my day up for success. It gets me in the right mindset. And I love it. And so that's really helped support me along the way. So those are the 3 things that have really helped, that I've seen be a big impact. I mean, there's definitely other things that have happened along this past year of us seeing such great momentum, but these were definitely like the tipping points that we've seen. So I'd love to hear from you. If you have been having some momentum in your business, why? Where did it come from? What's the thing that has really helped you go next level, or helped you have that tipping point into the next level of success for you, and whatever success looks like for you? Remember, it doesn't always have to be financial. It could be time, freedom, things like that as well. The best way to let me know is DM me on Instagram. Let's be friends there. I'm Crystal Vilkaitis. You could just start typing VILK. And you should find me. There's no Crystal and Cork. Don't do that one. Do Crystal Vilkaitis on Instagram. Share with me what's led to your momentum. And if you have any questions from this episode, that's a great place to ask those questions too. I'm always happy to help, and I want to support you. So let's connect there. All right. I will see you on the next CU, where we're going to be talking about finances. I went to a very interesting networking event here locally. Blew my mind in a couple of different ways, like big ahas, something we really got to change. So I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about some money mindset stuff and some really practical finance and savings and investing. And I think it's going to be a really good episode. So I'll see you on the next CU. Bye. Retailers, it is time to step out of the day-to-day of running your store and step into a new perspective. I would like to invite you to join me in Denver, Colorado at my conference, Evolve. This is built for independent retailers looking to transform their business. Retail is changing faster than we have ever seen before. So is marketing, and so are the tools to help us build our business. This conference is one of the best places for you to stay up to date and stay relevant. And it's super, super early bird pricing right now. So you can get a ticket for as low as $197. Go to crystalmediaco.com/evolve to secure your ticket. And I can't wait to see you in Denver and help transform and grow your store.